This is an awesome, fun, exciting episode we're doing today. First of all, I want to say we're on video finally. Hello out there, people of Earth. I got 2 cameras going, and I have some awesome guests with me today. This is a special one. One I've been wanting to do for a while, and it is with 2 guests of mine, 2 family members of mine, known them all my life. And without one of them, I wouldn't be here today, and that is my mother, Karen Martino, representing Karen Nation tonight. Karen Martino is in the building.
Yes.
How are you, Mother?
Good.
It's your inaugural episode on the podcast, and I got my Aunt Linda with me.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome. So I got some new flavor tonight. We're going to just, shoot it like we usually do, talk it out. How you guys been?
Great.
Great.
Good.
No, yeah, it's good to see you guys. Linda, you're in here from DC visiting for Labor Day.
Yes, I am.
We got a whole family weekend. This is a family affair, as we like to call it.
Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, it's been great. How does it feel to be hosting family? How much preparation goes into having family visit?
Oh, a lot. I was cleaning the house hours before they showed up. But it's been great. I mean, it's low key, very chill.
Yeah, there isn't much.
Everybody's having fun.
What number of people that come and visit does it take for you to actually put an effort when it comes to setting up?
Not a lot, because Dad and I pretty much keep it clean during the week. I mean, now that you're home, it's been a little bit of a struggle.
Been nice. Yeah, I've been coming in.
Yeah, I mean, no big deal, not at all.
What's it been like with me at home?
It's been a little bit of a struggle.
That's the problem. I come in, and as soon as you bring just somebody into the house.
Well, yeah, because pretty much Dad and I, we keep it clean and everything's in its place, and we don't really have a lot of junk. And then you came in, and there's a lot of junk.
I have a lot of junk.
Yes,
I do have a lot of junk.
And I come home, and there's dishes in the sink and stuff like that we're not used to.
Small
but
nuances.
We're managing.
Fair.
Yeah, we're managing.
Yeah, I've been a disruptive force.
But we love having you here. We love having you here. So, it's great.
Yeah, it's great.
And your friends come over, and that's fun.
Yeah, we like to, we have the porch out there. We like to go fishing in the pond and stuff. So
yeah,
I've been making, but the thing is, I don't realize how much stuff I have until I moved back here.
Yeah, you have a lot of stuff.
Because you don't really know how much stuff you have until you move.
Well, yeah, but I feel like you've accumulated a lot of stuff, like stuff that you don't need. So
yeah, we got to
go through a lot of stuff.
We got a lot of
once
stuff.
You get through all that. And then you'll take stuff from we still have a lot of stuff from when we moved. So
yeah, moving sucks. Linda, where's the furthest you've moved, across country? Because you've lived in a few places. You've lived in obviously a lot in the Northeast, but
Yeah. So originally from Philly, then moved to Cincinnati, then moved to Connecticut, then moved to DC.
What's your favorite of the 4? And why?
Probably DC, because there's just so much opportunity there. It's a melting pot, so you meet people from all different cultures. Plus, the job that I have is great. It's probably the best job I've ever had. So definitely, I would say this is my favorite.
Yeah, DC.
But you live in a really cool area, though.
I live in a really fun area.
Really do.
So I never really want for anything to do. I mean, we have everything from wineries to breweries to beer halls and beer gardens and bands. And I mean, everything. I mean, everything's at your fingertips.
Yeah, you're a huge live music fan.
Love it.
She's kind of like in the Hyde Park of DC. It's like, it's very much upscale. Don't you think, like a yuppie area?
It is. It's definitely a fun area, but it's a really nice area. I live outside of DC, actually in Virginia, but it's really it's just hopping. It's got
Yeah.
a lot going on.
So do you usually go out more or in Virginia than in DC area, right?
I do. Yeah.
And do you just is it more because of crowd than, or is it like, when I mean by crowd, like, is it more like people your age that go out around Virginia than DC, or is it just that it's more convenient?
It's more convenient. But I have a metro station that's about a mile from my condo, and that makes it really easy to get to DC or Arlington. So I just hop on that. Don't have to worry about, driving and worrying about drinking.
Right.
So if I'm going to go to DC, that's the way to go. Or sometimes I'll just Uber.
Yeah. Uber is nice. I haven't used Uber in a long time.
I use it probably at least once a week.
Still?
Yeah.
Do you really?
I do.
Wow.
Yeah, because we go out and we see a lot of live music, like TJ was saying, and you're always drinking wine or beer, and you don't want to drink and drive, so that's just so convenient.
Yeah,
either that or the
huge.
metro.
Like, it's been huge. It saved a lot of lives. I feel like just like the invention of something like that,
Mm-hmm.
and it was only a matter of time too, because
Right.
it's like it's only a matter of time before you can just use your phone to get a ride somewhere. Like
Yeah.
you don't even have to call a cab anymore, or,
Right.
have to deal with any of that. And it's all like super regulated too, so it's like you never get screwed out of money or anything like that.
I feel like the suburbs, we don't use it out here as
No,
much.
no, it doesn't
Which
really
is
have
a
much
shame
reach.
because we should, yeah.
And like everything's within driving distance. It's not like we're going out and drinking around, the suburban areas more.
Right.
That's more of like a downtown kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's that necessary. But I wanted to talk about dating. That's something I think is really interesting. I'm dating. Linda, you're obviously dating. And Mom is here. She's been married for 25 plus years now. So it's good to have a married person's perspective. And I just kind of wanted to talk about dating in general and dating in COVID. Because, usually with my podcast lately, it's been a lot of just, guy talk and, a lot of the, typical sports and, that type of jargon. But I wanted to do something different today and just, talk about relationships, talk about life a little bit, and expand this podcast beyond just sports and movies and that stuff, which, we will talk about movies. Obviously, Linda is a huge movie fan, but huge. But I wanted to talk about relationships because I think my mom has given me a lot of insight over the years, from a woman's perspective. And obviously, Linda has given me a lot of advice as well when it comes to dating. So I kind of wanted you guys to translate that over for the, people my age that are listening, or even people your guys' age that are listening and, are trying to navigate this world with all of the obstacles when it comes to dating that we're seeing today, whether that be, COVID or, just the lack of social interaction, like how we are going to navigate this. And obviously looking beyond COVID into the future, when life, eventually comes to a point where we can go out again in crowds, how to approach,
Right.
Getting back out there, getting your feet dirty in the dating game. So
Well, I feel like it's got to be hard, right? To date during
Yes.
this time. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because you really have to be careful.
Yeah.
It's, at least for me, I've been going out, but mostly to outdoor places. So you have to make sure that if you go on a date, you make a reservation now, because even if you want to get a table outside, you have to have a reservation. It's not like you can just walk up to a bar anymore the way
Right.
you used to.
No.
Or there are also, I went on a walking date where I just met someone, and we walked a couple miles, and we packed a picnic lunch, and then we just found a spot and had some wine and cheese and crackers, and I mean it was pretty, it felt pretty safe.
right.
Yeah, but like how do you reach out to somebody that you want to go out with? Because I mean, I know there's the websites and all that, the dating apps and all that, but do you feel comfortable with reaching out to guys on those websites and stuff with all this or not?
Well, it's not like I'm reaching out to them. It's a,
Or
we
even
both
being
read-
receptive to that.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, we both, men and women, we're all in the same boat, and
Yeah.
so I feel like it actually, in a way, there's a positive in it, because it forces you to be, I think, a little more selective
Yeah.
and not just say yes to everybody, because, you don't want to be around a bunch of strangers and in close quarters because you don't want to risk getting COVID.
Right.
And yeah, so for me, like, I think it makes me very selective.
It's made you pickier.
I mean, I've always been
lot
I've
pickier.
always been pretty selective,
Yeah.
but now I'm even more selective. And then also too is it forces you to get to know someone a little bit better, because I think you're talking on the phone a little bit more. Before you would
No,
just
that's a good
kind of
point. Yeah.
meet. Now,
Yeah.
like we're talking. Sometimes we've done Zoom calls before we've actually met.
Yeah.
So it kind of forces you to get to know someone on a deeper level instead of just like going out and the physical attraction, and that's what you're focused on.
Right. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, and I feel like it's with this, you have to be more cautious in the sense of like, but it also allows you to be pickier because like you can really kind of calculate your moves more because you're not going off of instinct. Like you're not face to face with a person. Usually you're talking to them through text or whatever medium. So you can plan your moves a little bit more thoroughly. When you're talking to somebody as opposed to just being face to face with them where you're going off the cuff.
Yeah.
So and with that, like you said, you can learn more about somebody by how they text you.
But it's a whole
Compared
different
to-
dating. It's a whole different dating thing.
How
'Cause
has
it's
it
like-
how has it changed since you guys were, in your
Even-
primes?
Oh no, even when we were younger, like it's totally different now, don't you think? It's, like we didn't have the have the texting and the it's a little bit more removed, and like you actually had to make like physical contact with that person, either call them or face to face, like ask somebody out. It's not like that anymore. And I mean, I don't know.
And what do you think? And do you think it's for the better, or for the worse?
I think it's for the worse. I really do.
Why?
Because it's so impersonal.
Yeah.
Like to ask somebody out or break up with somebody on a text.
That's pretty heartless. Fellas,
very
don't
heartless.
do that.
And no, but they do that.
Yeah.
And
Like have some balls. Like
Yeah, I
actually
mean,
just
like,
go up to
you
them and
know,
tell them
like,
how you feel.
or we didn't have like the ghosting and all that, stuff. Like,
Well, we did though.
I guess we did.
We did,
Yeah,
because the
yeah.
difference was when we were dating back in the day, like the 80s,
Mm-hmm.
they ghosted you in a different way, because before they would have to pick up the phone and call you.
That's true.
And instead of looking at your phone for the text, you're staring at your phone for the phone call.
Waiting for it to ring.
Right.
You're waiting for it to ring.
Yeah.
You're staring at the phone like, please ring,
like,
please ring.
And then every time
Yeah.
the phone would ring, you're like, oh, is it
Yeah,
him?
I hope it's him.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so it's the same
That's
thing.
true.
And then when they stop calling,
Right.
that's the
or
same.
didn't call at all.
Right. That's
You're
the
like,
same
well, I guess he
as
doesn't like
not
me.
getting
Yeah.
the text.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So it's kind of the same in that way, but
But at the same time,
know.
there's some times where it's like nowadays when you don't get that text or you don't get that
Yeah.
reply, you'll see them post something on social media.
And you're like, well, you
and
know
you're
they're
like,
on there.
okay, well, they're
Yeah.
just ignoring me at this point.
Which
Like,
we know they're
didn't-
alive.
Yeah,
and
we didn't have that. We
That's
didn't have
almost
that.
a bigger punch to the gut
Yeah,
than
no,
not
true.
knowing
Yeah.
whether or not they even saw it. Which, I
Right.
mean, let's be real. It's 2020. Everybody's got phones. People
Right.
can see it. So
Right.
it's like, it's not like they're...
Right.
Here's my advice. If it seems like they haven't seen it, they probably have. Like,
Yeah.
it-
We didn't have that.
if it takes too long, if there's a certain time period, they've seen it. Like, give up.
Right,
you know?
exactly,
But you guys didn't have that. Exactly.
No.
Like, you just were basically waiting on the
We didn't
whim
know
that
what
they
they were
type in your
doing.
phone number. They slide it on the little spinny
Right.
thing and call you.
We didn't know what they were doing. It was like, okay, so the times that you weren't, you met somebody and give them your phone number or whatever, you didn't know what they were doing. So we didn't see them like, oh, they're looking at their Instagram or whatever. We didn't know.
Yeah.
Like, we just were like, well, I hope they call us. And
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just different. It was a different time. And
So you guys were never calling boys, right? It was always waiting
if
for
you
a
did
call.
call boys, it was when you were really young and you, when they answer, you hung up.
Yeah.
It's like, oh God, no. Don't you think?
yeah,
It
back
was like, it was not, it was faux pas, because if grandma and grandpa knew that I had called a boy, they would be like, are you kidding me? Like that, you don't do
Yeah.
that,
Yeah, it's like let the boy chase you, let the boy call
it was
you.
way
So
different.
that was seen more as a taboo to reach out to a boy
for sure.
like that.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, they did not like that. And if you did call a boy, it was like when you were with your girlfriends, like on a sleepover or something, and when they answer, you hang up,
Right.
kind of thing.
Yeah, like
But-
a nervous
right.
response.
But I feel like girls nowadays are more, they're a little bit more bold where they go after what they want. And I love that. I think it's great.
Yeah,
I think
so do we.
I think it's
so
awesome.
do we as
Yeah.
boys.
Yeah.
Nothing's more attractive
Yeah.
than a girl that knows what she wants. I think I
Right.
tweeted that like a couple
No,
months ago, but it's true.
for
Like
sure.
nothing's more attractive than a girl with direction. Like
I like that too. I think
Like-
it's great. I think it's great that we've evolved to where like we're not going to sit back and like wait for some guy to ask us out. If we see somebody we like, let's go for it. You know?
Yeah, a lot of the like dating gurus who are out there say, you know what? Nothing is more attractive than a confident woman.
And I think that's true.
And I think you have to be somewhat confident to go up to a guy and know that they could reject you. Just like a guy has to go up to a girl and they're rejected all the time. But it seems like it's the double standard there where it's okay if the guy gets rejected, but it's not okay if the woman gets rejected.
See, that's where I
right.
don't think it's a double standard because a lot of guys, personally, I don't care. I've been rejected so many times it doesn't bother me. But for a lot of guys,
You should never
It's a-
be
it's-
rejected. I'm sorry,
you know,
girls.
it happens. It happens.
Come on, girls.
It happens. But
He's my son. Come on.
yeah, seriously, get my number one fan on my back here.
Exactly.
But what was I saying?
We were talking about the double standard, but I'm saying it's a double standard in a way that it's bad for the guy because it's like, the guy, he should be the one to be rejected. Like, who cares if he's rejected?
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's kind of how it's always been looked upon as, well, the guy needs to stick his neck out.
Yeah.
But the woman shouldn't. She should be,
Yeah.
And so in a way, I think that's kind of the wrong way to look at it. I'm
Right.
not
It
saying
is the wrong way.
I'm not saying, women should be super aggressive, and because that could be a turn off either way if a man's super aggressive or a woman. But I do think that a confident woman who goes up to a guy and feels confident enough to do that, knowing that she could be rejected, but she's okay if she is, and she'll just move on to the next. I think that's kind of appealing.
Yeah.
You have to approach it with a sort of self-awareness. Like when you're going up to when I go up to a girl, when I approach a girl, I go up with a sense of self-awareness of like, I know what I'm doing. Like I know I'm trying to entice you. I'm trying to, seduce you. And I know that I kind of make that very evident and clear from the beginning that that's my intention because I don't want to give them mixed signals, and that's the biggest thing is like just, going at it with a sense of playfulness in the sense it's like, I'm trying, it's a cat and mouse game. And that's, if you address that kind of, in your demeanor and attitude up front, then they're going to be more inclined to want to talk to you because, they understand that you understand what you're trying to do. Like you're not being disingenuous.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys have that problem where they approach girls with this, this mindset of this fear of being rejected. And with that, they get rejected.
Well, it's hard for guys too because
you got to stick your neck out.
you
have
do have
game.
to stick your neck out.
You gotta have skill.
And even though we've evolved, you still have to make the first move for the most part. Even if a girl goes up to you
Totally.
and makes the first, move or whatever and says, "Oh, hey, my name's Mary" or whatever.
Yeah.
You still have to kind of like pursue. If you don't bounce back and pursue that girl who makes
Yeah.
the first move, then nothing's going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
So
they're
you're still kind of out there.
Yeah.
Like you put yourself out there a little bit.
They're going to be discouraged.
Yes.
And they're going to be like, am I doing something wrong?
Right.
Because
Right.
girls are not comfortable sticking their neck out there like that. Like that's a tough thing. It's a tough thing for guys to do, but I mean, especially girls. Because like girls, like you said, have been taught since you guys were children.
Yes.
Like that's the way it
No,
has
we
to
never
be.
would have do. And you have a sister, my daughter, whatever.
Yeah.
Like
Been on the show, friend of the show.
Yeah. So like, she stuck her neck out there and found somebody, but like you have to kind of like for a woman to throw yourself out there and go, "Oh, I want this guy or whatever, or I want to talk to this person or whatever." it's different for a girl than a guy, because if she gets rejected, she goes, oh, okay, whatever, who cares?
Yeah.
And for a guy, it's almost like
it's a punch in the gut.
It is.
That's what it feels like. You feel inadequate.
And then I feel like you guys go, well, okay, I can't get that kind of girl, so
right.
I don't know.
Yeah, and I am somebody that does not believe in leagues. When they say she's out of your league, I'm like, no,
I don't believe in that
nobody's
either.
out of my league.
No,
what does that even mean? No,
there's nobody out of your league.
Like, it's either you're attracted to me or not. Like,
right,
there's
exactly.
there's no league.
No.
Like,
but I think
agree.
Society places that on.
Of course they do.
Because
Yeah, of course.
It's like, from when you're a kid, based on, when you start dating, based on the type of person that you get, that kind of sets the tone for kind of the rest of your life. It's like, if you think, well, I'm a 6, on a scale from 1 to 10, because those are the types of girls that you've always attracted. You don't think you can get higher. But what people don't understand is it's more than just looks. It's the personality. It's the type of job sometimes you have can make you at a higher level or even a lower level. So it's just the way society grades people.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of puts you into that.
But at the same time, a 6 for one person could be a 10 for another person.
Right.
Like, it's very
subjective.
It's very subjective. Exactly. So it's like, I understand what you're saying, but like at the same time, there's somebody for everybody out there. In the sense of like.
Yeah.
If you just keep sticking your neck out there, eventually somebody's going, you keep throwing your line out in the water, eventually something's going to bite, So it's really just a matter of perseverance, especially during these times when you can't really go to the bars and you can't really do the things you want to do to go, and go to the places to mingle, So it's like,
so it's got to be hard. It's got to be hard right now.
It's a struggle.
Well, that's why online dating
dating
is getting bigger, I think, because it's not like you can go to events the way you could before. A lot of times I would go to events or meetup groups or, parties. People just aren't having those.
Yeah.
And even when you go to a bar or restaurant, like we were saying earlier, you can't stand at the bar. You have to go and sit at a reserved table and you're just talking with whoever you're with. You can't mingle. So you're not going to meet anybody organically.
Yeah.
So you have to set up ahead of time.
Yeah, where at least where I live, if even a brewery that we go to, we have to
make
reserve.
reservation.
Yeah, you have to reserve a table.
Yeah, it's got to be hard. It's got to be hard right now.
Mm-hmm.
So what Linda? What app do you use the most? Would you say, out of all the online website, like what online dating service do you use the most? And I'll tell you what I use. Because we definitely have different priorities at our stages in our lives.
Yeah, I would say I use Bumble. There are definitely pros and cons to Bumble.
Yeah.
But the reason I like it is because it's very user friendly.
Mm-hmm.
It's simple. It's simple.
It is.
To set up, your profile. And I like the fact that they have a profile now. Like first, it was more like Tinder, where
it's just,
you just throw your pictures up,
a name and picture, and a little bio.
Right now, like it says where you what town you live in, what you're looking for. If you're looking for a relationship, something casual, it spells it out. If you're a smoker, non-smoker, what your interests are, what your perfect date is.
Yeah,
they're making
political ideology, all that stuff.
Political, So they kind of make it like the way Match.com or Zoosk is, where you're sort of filling out a profile, but it's not quite as labor intensive, and it's free.
Yeah.
So for me, I kind of like that. The downside, I would say, is I feel like they don't give you all of your options in one shot.
They don't, because they want you to pay for it.
Yeah, they kind of like tease you a little, and they give you like a few, and then they say, "Oh, we're out of people in your area." Like after 5 people, you know what I mean? It's like you can't.
They're definitely they definitely put a cap on it.
Yeah, I don't like that part of it, but I do like the profile, and I like how it's user friendly.
Because I know Tinder used to do swipe limits where you could only swipe a certain amount of times of the day.
Right.
But I think with Bumble they kind of do that only.
Why are you on Tinder?
I'm
sorry, but no.
Yeah, I haven't been using much of Tinder anymore, but I do agree. I like Bumble because it is kind of like the middle point between a Tinder and a Match.com. Like, it's kind of, because it has a little bit of that basic information, but at the same time, you don't really have to pay attention to that if you don't want to. Like,
Yeah, and you don't have to like write a novel about yourself.
Right,
You know,
yeah,
it's not
it's not a
like
lot of-
eHarmony where you're filling out like, I mean, from what I've heard, I've never done eHarmony, but I heard you have to fill out like pages and pages. It's like an encyclopedia. I mean,
Yeah.
who wants to be bothered with that? And so
Let me find a nice girl for you.
please do. You always say this, and I always give you the same
I
answer.
do want to find a nice girl for you. Just let me.
I give you the same answer. I said, bring her to the table, and we will discuss.
Okay, I will.
Oh, the other thing about Bumble too is the woman has to reach out first.
Right. Yeah, that's another thing. That's big.
It's
I
kind
like
of
that
weird.
too.
I like that takes some getting used to for
Yeah.
someone like me who isn't used to.
Reaching out like that.
Yeah, like I'm not used to being like super assertive. I mean, I'm definitely
You're a little bit
friendly
more
and
reserved.
outgoing and everything,
Yeah.
but I'm not like aggressive kind
No,
of person.
not at
But
all.
so I had to kind of get used to that part.
The hardest thing about the women going first is really, I think, like, and just going first in general is finding something to open with, because you don't want to just say, hey.
Right.
You know?
Right, or have some cheesy line.
Yeah, but you don't want to be too corny either. So it's
No.
like you have to find a nice medium of being playful, but at the same time clever. And like, what I sometimes I'll take way too much time to focus on, the right thing to
trying
say.
to find something nice to say. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Sometimes you just ask a question, like
Right.
if you look at somebody's.
yeah, that's what I was going to.
Yeah, if you look at somebody's profile and like, they say they talk about, oh, I love going to concerts. Oh, like, I might say, hey, who's your favorite band or what's his favorite concert and why or something along those lines. So it's not.
Yeah.
too-
But what do
know,
you
too-
say if you see somebody in a nightclub that you like?
You
Like
just
for a
walk up.
girl, like, and you want to talk to him. So what do you say? Like, you walk up and say, "Oh, hey," I don't know. What do you say?
That's the issue is I
don't do
never
it?
did that.
You don't do it?
Most of the
Okay.
guys that I've dated in my life,
I feel like I wouldn't do it either.
yeah, they haven't been from clubs. I mean,
I as a woman, I want to be approached. If I was in that, market, I would want to be approached by a guy versus me approaching somebody.
yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, I mean, I would rather be approached, but I would say, I think it kind of is a burden on men to always.
No, I know.
So what I try to do is I try to encourage them to come over.
Yeah.
Like if it's like I said, it's not usually at a club,
like
but
make eye contact or something.
yeah, make
or-
eye contact or just smile. Like if I'm at a concert or something like that.
Yeah.
Eye contact is big.
eye contact.
That's what I look for.
Yeah.
That's the first thing
Somebody's
I look
looking
at.
you. Yeah.
It's the first thing I'll look at is your eyes and see where you're looking.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. I'm very calculated because I study everything. Like when I'm approaching a girl, I study like the way she's standing, what she does with her hands, like her eyes, like especially her eyes, but like a lot of those things. And I look at those variables, and the whole time in the back of my head, I'm thinking, is this girl attracted to me? Is she worth my time?
Right.
And I can tell within, a few sentences of speaking with somebody if they're interested. I mean,
Right.
if you're looking at the social cues and the physical cues, it's very obvious.
It's very obvious.
Girls especially make it very obvious.
Yes.
Like if a girl is not, if you have to think if a girl is not attracted to you, she's probably not attracted.
Exactly.
Like that's my advice to you guys.
And for
out there.
girls, they know, and I don't know about you, Linda, but I feel like girls know within the first 5 minutes if they're going to give you any time. It's like,
Yeah.
okay,
It's
no.
pretty instant.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, I like you. Because there's so much physical attraction for girls in the beginning and then the emotional attraction comes later. The physical attraction is don't you feel like the same?
Well, I think the physical attraction
Is number one
well,
at the
for
beginning.
both men and women.
yeah,
oh,
true. Yeah, true.
Guys,
Yeah.
they're very visual.
Very
So, I
visual,
mean,
but so are we
Mhm.
in the beginning. And then if we don't get that emotional attraction after the physical, then we're done. But I feel like that's the very first, and then the emotional comes later, like shortly.
Mhm.
And then if you got both of those, it's like, okay, we're going to pursue this. Like, okay, I'm in. Like, you kind of like throw yourself in at that point.
Yeah.
But I don't know how guys are. I think guys are physical for a while more than emotional.
100%.
And then the emotion comes way later.
The emotion comes when we just, we start to really like get comfortable around you. Like,
Yeah.
'cause at first, like, we're just kind of like, we're just physically attracted to you. Like at
Yes.
first, like that's our first instinct. And it's just all guys. Like it's,
Yeah.
nothing. It's just the way we're built.
Right.
And, it really just, it takes a lot of patience. And I think a lot of girls don't have that patience to
Yeah.
like, because guys just, they have this inherent feeling that they just want to go and be with as many different women as possible. Because it's built into us, from the dawn of humanity. Like that's how we all got here, is by mass reproduction. So it's
Right.
like, that still lives in guys to this day. And obviously it's not, and obviously it's being, it's become toxic in a lot of ways, but also it's just, it's a part of us. So like women, ladies, my advice to you when you're dealing with a guy is just to kind of take a deep breath and understand that they think on a different level than you. Like we don't think the way you do. We don't love the way you do. And that doesn't mean we don't love. We just love different. We think different. We act different.
No, I know. And that's true. That's very true. Because we're very emotional beings.
Yeah.
And that's never going to change. But I feel like, our first reaction is very physical, and then the emotional comes later. And we're emotional through the whole, after that emotion kicks in, I feel like we're emotional the entire time. Like,
Yeah.
it never stops.
I mean, yeah.
It just doesn't, that's what holds us.
Yeah. That's in
to
your,
the
it's in your
relationship.
fabric. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
Where the physical part holds you guys through the whole relationship, it's the opposite for us.
yep, exactly.
So
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah. And it's a, relationships are kind of like a seesaw,
It is.
it's
Yeah.
one person has leverage, the other person's trying to get that leverage back. And then it's, it's just a,
What do you think? You think it's
Yeah, I mean, I think it's for women. It's definitely more emotional than initially than physical. I mean, I think it's physical too, but I see a lot of women who fall for guys who may not be super attractive, but they make them feel safe. They
Right.
make them feel
That's all women want.
loved, and whereas men tend to fall in love with women who make them feel good about themselves. Make them feel good when they're
Yes.
around you. That's
100%
kind
agree.
of what makes a
100%
guy.
agree.
And
I do too.
most of my serious relationships have been with guys that I actually were friends with first.
Yeah.
I mean, because we got to know each other on a different level. I mean, yes, we were attracted to each other, but we got to know each other on a different level, and we were just being open and honest with each other. So there was no game playing.
Yeah.
Because I think what happens a lot of times is when you start to fall for somebody, you start playing the games.
Yeah.
Because you're analyzing everything and trying to like choreograph the relationship.
Right.
And you can't do that
No.
and be authentic. So I think that's why a lot of times it's good to have somewhat of a friendship as a basis.
Yeah. Well, I've always said that I think that's what has helped Tom and I, his dad
Yeah.
and I, is that we were very good friends before we dated. I mean, before we got married.
How long did you guys know each other before you got
Not
married?
that, maybe like a year. And we were both with other people when we first met each other. But we developed the friendship.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we broke up with, like, I was trying to push him to break up with his girlfriend. And anyway, long story, but
So was
Yeah.
I.
yeah. So, but when we ended up getting together, we had kind of like that little friendship where we actually realized that we enjoyed being together.
Yeah.
So, we had that background. And then when you get married and have children together and all that, it's like you go through the ups and downs of any relationship. But we always had that like, backbone kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we still, now that you and your sister are gone, it's just the two of us, and we are friends, and
Yeah.
we enjoy being together. And so I always say that you have to tolerate that person, because it's not about like when you first start a relationship with somebody, like it's like, oh my God, I got to be with this person. I got to hang out with them. I got to stay, connected to
Right.
him at all times. Like, it's not like that anymore. It's like it's a friendship that is like so deep. I don't know. It's just weird. It's a different kind of relationship, but we are good friends still
Yeah.
to this day. And that's what helps us, because there's a lot of people that go through their marriage and raising kids and everything, and they go, well, we don't have, and then the kids leave and they go, we don't have anything in common,
Yeah, we were just here
We're
with
just
each other
here.
for the kids.
and
the
a
family,
lot of
yeah.
people stay together for their kids because you have to.
Mhm.
But and then they raise their kids and they go, well, we don't really like each other,
Yeah.
and then that's where a lot of people divorce and whatever. But anyway, Dad and I were always just good friends through our whole marriage.
And
We've
he
always
wasn't
been very
like
good
that.
friends.
He wasn't like that growing, like, obviously he's my brother, so I
Mhm.
met a lot of his girlfriends, and he didn't have that friendship with a lot of them,
Right.
you know?
Right.
And when he started dating you, like, I knew you were the one. I knew you were
And we
different.
both knew it too,
Yeah.
just because we were just we were compatible, just good friends.
When did you guys meet? When did you two meet? Because, I mean,
Her and
obviously,
I?
when you and Dad come on, Mom, when you and Dad come on, because I'm eventually going to have her and my dad on. And when you guys come on, you guys can talk more about your guys'
Yeah.
relationship. But when did you two meet each other?
Were we in New York City when we met? I can't
We-
remember where
we
we
might
met
have
the
been.
first time.
We might have been. I don't remember, but, like, I would say it was a few months after they started dating
Yeah.
was when he brought her home to see meet the family.
And actually our relationship has like developed through the years, like
Yeah.
we're sisters now, like,
Yeah.
because she doesn't have a sister, and we, kind of like got closer and closer through the years. Like in the beginning, I don't feel like we were so much.
Mm-mm.
And why do you
But
think that is?
I don't know. I don't know why that was.
Well,
Maybe because I had two sisters of my own, and I was very close with them, and
and we lived in different states.
we
lived in
did.
different
Yeah, we
states. I
did.
lived in Connecticut. She,
But
she
I
lived
feel
in
like
Ohio, and
somehow we started to like kind of hang out when we would get together, and I don't know.
Well, I think that we started getting closer as we spent more time together, going on family vacations. I think that was the
Yes,
start
that's
of it.
Yeah.
true.
And
Every year
then-
we would do the family. I used to call them the Martino reunion,
Yeah.
but it really wasn't. Kind of it was, but yeah, every June we would go away.
Yeah. So I think that definitely got us closer. And then
Yeah.
the thing that really pushed us even closer was when my mother, your grandmother, passed away.
Right.
You think
Because
that was it?
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, once my mom was gone, I didn't have
Right.
have a sister, didn't
Yeah,
have a mother
that's true.
anymore,
That's true.
and so she and I really
Yeah, you confided in each other.
No, and we definitely did. Yes.
we bonded. I
We
mean,
did.
she came out like a month after my mom died, and just the two of us, and we just partied and had
Yeah.
the
That's true.
most fun. And we just like forgot all about the
Mm-hmm.
sad times, and we just focused on having a good time together. And then we just started going on vacations, and then
Yes.
she and I would just do our own vacations together. And
Yeah, because you guys went to Costa Rica, right? For
We went to Hawaii. We went to
Hawaii.
Costa Rica, and even today, we talk like what 3-4 times a week.
yeah,
Like, yeah, I mean,
Yeah, we're like sisters.
We're very
Yeah.
much connected now. I love that.
yeah, I do
I
too.
love that relationship. We
Certainly.
talk all the time.
Yeah, and obviously, Linda, you and I have talked a lot recently.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it's good to have you here. I haven't seen you in it's been over a year or so, right? Because we met at a Bob Evans in between, because I was still going to Ohio State, so we met like
Yep.
we were supposed to meet at a Bob Evans in the middle point between our home and Ohio State, and they had told me to meet them at a Bob Evans before the exit.
No, I think I said at the outlets,
Yeah.
but there's like an exit from Columbus to the outlet
Yeah.
and from Cincinnati to the outlet. So we were both on different
Yeah, we were on different sides of the outlets.
exit. Yeah.
So I pull up to the Bob Evans and I'm like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're outside, we're in the front. And I'm like, I'm literally pulled up in the front of the Bob Evans and I'm looking around and I just see some old people, sitting out there enjoying their afternoon. And I'm like, I'm on the phone and I'm like, where are you guys? I'm literally at the entrance. You're like, we're standing right here at the front door. Like, we don't see you. And I'm like, am I at the right place? Are we at the right place? And you're like,
Oh, God.
Yeah, we picked the wrong address. I
yeah,
guess.
Totally.
it was a total mix up, but
Totally.
I ended up making the trip over there. And we had a nice little lunch, and
We
that was the last
did.
time I saw you.
I know.
Linda.
We
We
spent
did.
like an hour together.
Yeah, we had a
and,
really nice time.
Yeah, but
Yes.
we've spent a lot of time this weekend together. We watched some movies.
Yeah.
because we love watching movies. Linda, obviously, as you know, if you're a fan of mine, or a friend of mine, whatever, there's no difference. But you know that I love.
I'm a fan of yours.
movies. Yeah, thank you. But I love movies, and Linda is one of the reasons for that. She was kind of one of the people that got me into movies. You and mom.
Yeah.
Your mom, as you know.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. She got me into movies too at a young age, along with my cousins and aunts and uncles and all that. But yeah, you especially were one of the people. And so every time we get together, we watch stuff together. And we finally watched Carrie.
Oh, God.
It was
Yes.
fantastic.
Finally watched Carrie. I had never seen this movie.
I fell asleep.
It came out in the 70s, 76, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Did you guys see this in the theaters?
I did.
No.
No, I
neither-
did.
You did.
Yes.
Did you?
I was too young.
What did you
I was
think?
a little bit too young for that. And then you were actually
What did
too
I
young
think?
too.
No, I saw it. I felt like I went with my parents.
Wow.
And
That was like rated R, I think.
I know, but
That
we
sounds
went.
like
no,
grandma and grandpa.
we went to like the theater. I feel like that, and it was the adult movie after the kids movie, but I was like watching it from the back seat,
Yeah.
and it was scary then. Yeah,
Yeah, I love scary movies.
I didn't
Yeah,
like it the
same.
other night when we watched it. I was like, oh God,
I
slept
love
through
it.
most of it.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
slept
it's
through
not
it.
it's not my thing. I don't like that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, movies are fun. I mean, I from
Yeah,
when
but when
I
they're
was-
creepy and I can't.
I love to feel that
I
way.
love
I
it.
love like the tingle you get
I
down your
can't
spine when you start
stand
feeling
that.
really uncomfortable.
I love like Halloween. I love that
love
Oh, I can't
thrill.
stand it.
I see. I love that thrill. But when you were talking about bonding, like you and I, that's our thing,
Mm-hmm.
is our movie thing. And then with your sister, I have a different thing that I do with her. And so I think it's great that we found something that,
Oh, I do too.
that
I
we
think that's great.
have in common, and
Yeah.
something that your sister and
Of
I
course, yeah.
have in common. And I feel like really, really lucky because a lot of my friends tell me that their nieces and nephews don't even speak to them.
Right.
Like they could go years, they won't even talk to
Well,
them.
what have
Yeah.
you bonded with your brother though?
He's not much of a bonder.
What have you bonded with him?
But you know what? Believe it or not, we're still pretty close.
Yeah.
Even though he's
Yes,
difficult
that's
to
true.
bond with, we're still pretty
Yeah.
close. We speak
And I love
on the
your
phone.
guys' relationship, you and my dad. He loves
they bust each
Yeah,
other
you
up,
guys
and I
grew up-
love that.
But
It's
you,
so funny.
you and dad also bust each other up.
Who, me and Dad?
Yes.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, for sure. That's how we communicate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of people don't get that.
But it comes from a certain amount. You have to have a certain amount of respect for somebody
Yes.
to do that.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, and to go out and just
Well,
roast
he
them,
gets
knowing
it.
that
He-
it's from a playful place.
Yeah,
like,
and he gets me. He knows.
yeah,
He knows.
It's very. He's
Yeah.
very playful,
He is.
and
And he's funny, and
Yeah.
he's got that kind of dry, funny sense of humor, which I love. But yeah, we do. We bust each other up.
yeah.
Yeah.
He pulls no punches.
No, he does not. No, and I don't give him a bit of
No.
slack.
No. Yeah.
No, none at all. And I know you, TJ, you laugh about it sometimes because you're like, oh, you don't give him any slack. But sometimes he's just,
Yeah. No, I understand.
yeah.
I understand both sides. When you guys go at it, I just kind
It's
of like,
funny. Yeah, it's funny.
I sit back and just listen to the
It's
argument.
funny 'cause we've
sometimes
been-
I side with you and sometimes I side with him.
We've been doing
I
it for
never pick
25
sides.
years, and it's like, whatever,
I never like pick a side based on the person. I pick a side based on the argument.
No,
I pick a side
sometimes
based
you
on the
do.
argument.
Sometimes you pick a side.
Well, I do. But
mostly you
based on
pick
the
his
argument.
side. Mostly you pick his side. You
yeah,
do.
because
I
I
know.
see the
I don't
logic.
understand
I see
that.
the logic more.
How do
than
you
the-
see the logic? I don't get that. Okay.
It depends, case by case
No,
basis.
yeah, all right.
I side with you. I
no,
side with you.
you never side with
yes,
me.
I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Okay,
No, you
fair.
don't.
I know. Back to Carrie, though. My thoughts on it, though, I liked it because you have always been you've been trying to get me to go watch that movie for a while, and
What do you like about it though? It's so weird.
I liked how like creepy it was. Like I liked,
No.
and I think they did a really good job, like making you feel sorry for
I don't
her.
even
but
like
then,
the actress. What's her name?
Sissy Spacek?
Oh God.
she's good.
No.
What?
No, I don't. I'm not a
She
fan.
was
She's
good.
great.
Yeah, she's good in a lot. She was good in another movie I saw with her. I don't even remember what it was.
She's been in so many movies.
She
Yeah.
was
Like,
in.
she's a great actress.
She's in the what I told you to watch.
Bloodline.
Bloodline. I don't even like her in that. I think she's phony and fake.
Oh
No, I
no,
don't
I
like
think
her.
she's a good actress. I think she's a good actress. I mean,
Sorry, Sissy Spacek, if you're watching this,
Yeah.
but yeah, no.
no,
That's okay.
I think I loved it. Well, I love Stephen King,
Yeah,
so a lot of his books and movies, you know, I just
No, I'm not a
connect with.
fan.
I mean, I just think he's so brilliant.
No, I totally like him.
yeah.
I like his books and everything. They're pretty cool. I mean,
yeah, because you're a big reader.
yeah, big reader, and I don't
we
like to
watched
watch the
Cujo.
movies. Yeah, we did.
She and I watched.
I don't
Cujo
like to
together.
watch the movies
Cujo.
after I read the book, but there's a couple of them that I really liked, and I don't know. I that one is not a good one.
Yeah.
Carrie. That's not my favorite.
It was one of my favorites.
I think the thing they did a really good job of is the school dance when they like set it all up with her like being
Yeah.
the prom queen and all that, and then you just know that
You know something
stuff's
bad's
about
gonna
to
happen.
go bad.
Yes.
Yeah, and you just have that feeling of dread, and then when it just
With the
when the
camera
bucket
shots
falls on
too,
it,
when
yeah.
they're like
yeah, they do a really good
tugging the
job.
rope, and she's the evil girl's like licking her lips because she's
Yeah.
so
Yes.
excited that she's
Yeah.
going to do something so vicious, you know. And then John Travolta is just a total dope, you know. It's like, I mean, I thought it was great. I just thought the whole story was cool. The mother was whacked out of her mind. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, I don't like it.
it
And
was
I
the
love how,
perfect
like,
storm.
She pushes her in that little closet and like just like the forceful religion and all of that.
Yeah.
and you just
Yeah.
see like. You just see the cogs start to turn,
Yes.
and
You
you
see it
slowly
coming
see
up.
her break, like as the movie. I mean, from the opening scene, from there on, it's just dread, all
Yeah.
the way until, and then just a little bit of hopefulness, and then slam it
Yep.
on your head.
Yep.
And
Pun
then the
intended.
ending is the ending is like creepy.
It's brutal.
Oh, it's
Oh
brutal.
yeah, and then the ending, yeah,
Yeah,
I
when the
love
hand
that with the
comes up.
graveyard.
Oh my God.
I was like, that is a really cool ending. I was like, I really like that.
Because it wasn't a happy ending.
No,
It
but
was-
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with not a happy ending. Sometimes I like movies when it has a sad ending or like
Yeah.
it's refreshing almost because you just get the typical run of the mill like good guys
Yeah.
win, bad guys lose kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But it was nice to
Sorry.
have a little. No, you're good. We can cut that out. But it's yeah, like I said, it was just nice. It's nice to see a little change of pace. But
Yeah, it was.
yeah, it's an interesting movie.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you guys got to sit down and enjoy.
Yeah, we watched two.
And then we watched Mystic River too, which
It's intense.
I didn't like
Read that
as
book
much,
too.
Yeah.
but it was really intense. I agree, and I did like it. I
Good
thought the
acting.
acting was
Sean
good. I
Penn,
agree.
right?
Yeah.
Sean Penn was
great
incredible.
in that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Kevin Bacon and all, and
I love Kevin Bacon.
yeah, it was a really good cast. But the movie, I kind of knew where it was going.
Yeah.
But I think it was really well done. And it definitely
Yeah.
hits you hard in the first, opening, 40 minutes or so. It hits you pretty hard. So you definitely care, which is important for those kind of movies. You have to care about what's
Yeah.
going on. And
Yes.
they do accomplish that. And I think the ending really picks up. But I think the second act of the movie in the middle of it was just a little too drawn out and slow.
Yeah. I can't. I mean, looking back on it, because I mean,
Mhm.
I think when I first saw it, like I just thought it was incredible because
Yeah.
the acting,
I agree.
and then I kind of forgot how slow it was.
Mhm. It was a slow burn.
But I thought it was pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
I do like a lot of the Clint Eastwood movies.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I do too. I love Unforgiven.
Mhm.
I love that one.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And yeah, some of the other ones. But yeah, actually, there is one more thing I want to talk about. Your name is Karen, right?
Oh gosh.
Yes. So
I
my
hate
mother
this.
is named Karen, and I can't believe I almost forgot about this, but I want to hear your thoughts on, this is a hard time to be a Karen in 2020.
It's very hard.
What are your thoughts on the meme, on the Karen
I
meme?
do not like it. I've told you many, many, many times. He keeps sending me these memes and stuff that are very derogatory and what would you say? Not very nice. And I'm like, why? Why is my name so bad? Like, it's like, and it's not, I don't even look like that. I don't think.
No.
I think I'm going to get a Bob just so I can be a Karen, because I know that maybe in certain times I've been a Karen and now I say when I'm going to be a Karen, I'm like, I'm going to be a Karen now. So.
But you are a Karen. That's the thing.
They say I am. I don't know.
That's your name. I mean, but
am I a Karen?
But how
am I a
have
true
people
Karen?
like have your friends and people come up to you and like address
No.
that at
the
all?
only ones that have is you and your sister. And they're like, "Oh, don't be a Karen, Karen." That's what they say now. And as I proceed to like lay out the waitress, and they're like, "Oh, she's being a Karen again."
Yeah. You do use some of the Karen
I don't like
tendencies,
it. I
but
don't like the fact that my name is like a derogatory.
It's a racial slur. I
It
mean, I would
is,
consider
and I
it
don't
a
like
racial
that.
slur.
I
mean,
don't like
not on
it.
the level as some of the other ones, but I would consider it it is technically a racial slur. It's a slur against
Yes.
suburban white women.
Pick somebody
Like,
else's name,
it
like
is,
a Phyllis or like something like that. I don't know, but why is it a Karen?
Well, you have to start it.
It's
start,
just the
start
perfect
another
name.
Start another
It's
name.
not the
out there.
perfect name. How is it the perfect name? And then you send me these memes that doesn't even look like me. It's like,
Well,
that's not me.
well, it's
And yes,
not-
it is, Mom. No, it's not. They both send me that stuff. This is you, Mom. I'm like, no, it's not me. Yes, it is.
So you're obviously like offended by it.
Oh, I'm totally offended by it. No doubt I'm offended by it. You know how I feel about
Yeah.
it when you guys say that stuff. I hate that.
But it's not just us. This is a cultural thing. Like it's not, we didn't come up with this. Like,
But do you see me acting like a Karen?
I mean, no, not on a regular basis, but the Karen tendencies certainly,
They come out
have
every once in a
manifested
while?
in some ways.
Well, I think everybody can be a Karen at some point.
I mean, yeah.
You don't have to be a Karen to be a Karen. I've seen Linda over here be a Karen lots of
Fair.
times.
Never.
And I've seen Lexi, my daughter, be a Karen lots of times.
Yes, I have as well.
So I'm just saying, like, you don't have to be a Karen to be a Karen.
Right.
That is true. I mean, a lot of people are called Karen and their names aren't Karen. Like, they're
Right.
like, okay, Karen. Like, you'll
Right,
see that on the
but I
internet,
don't like that. Where did that name come from? And whoever in this universe did that, I'm not happy.
I want to get one of those T-shirts though.
No.
There's a T-shirt. I've had enough.
be a
Oh
Karen.
no, not today, Karen.
Oh God.
That was my
Not today,
that was
Karen.
my
No, no, no.
favorite. That was
No.
my favorite. I'm like, I'm getting
No,
that.
because Linda, excuse me, you can be the biggest Karen of all.
Oh,
Only when I'm pushed.
Oh, you can be a Karen. Oh, yeah.
only when I'm pushed.
And you know what? Tom Martino can be a Karen.
he can.
He can totally.
Tom
He
is,
can be a Karen.
Tom can be a grumpy little,
Oh, yes.
little man.
Yes, he can. And Lexi Martino can be a Karen. So there's lots of
Yeah.
Karens.
But then there's Karen Martino.
But Karen
Who's
Martino
the
can.
Karen of
Oh,
Karens.
she can totally be a Karen too. But I deserve to be a Karen because I am a Karen.
Yeah.
So
I would honestly be prideful.
I should be,
be prideful about
I
being a
should.
Karen.
You're right. I should be.
Be
All right,
a good
that's
representation
it.
of
I'm going to be prideful now.
yeah. Be a good
Changing.
representation of
Yes.
Karen Nation.
I'm just going to lay people out whenever I can.
just
Just
honestly,
bust people up.
honestly, just own it. Just go and argue with every waiter.
Okay, I'm going to be a Karen.
Call every manager. You know.
Can
just-
I see your manager?
Yeah, do it all.
Can I talk to your boss?
Honestly, and then if they try and say something like, "Excuse me, miss, like, can we just talk this?" No, I'm a Karen. You have
Yes.
to understand.
Excuse me. Do you know my name? I'm a Karen.
I'm a Karen. It says on there
Yes.
on the credit card.
Could you bring me? I want to talk to your manager right now.
Yeah. Do your best. Yeah, do your best.
And as you're crawling under the table as I'm saying that,
Do your best. Let me see the manager.
The few times that I have been a true Karen, TJ, honest to God, has been like hiding under the seat of the car, or he is put a pillow over his head or something so that nobody knows that he's in the car.
We've taken multiple laps around the McDonald's drive-through in the past for having mission fries.
You've not stood by me. You have jumped under the seat. Yes.
I cowered in embarrassment.
Exactly.
But now I would probably just hear you out.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
I would hear you out and then
you'd be like, "Oh my God, here she goes again."
But okay. Do one. Let me see the manager.
Could I speak to the manager? That's too?
That's a little too like.
That's not Karen like.
Yeah, get a little more.
Can I speak to the manager, please?
That's more like it.
There you go.
Let me talk to your manager.
This is not right.
This is not right. Give me your manager.
That's good. But that's all I got. Thanks for doing this,
welcome.
guys.
Thanks
for
having
us.
And Mom, thanks for jumping on short notice. You will be back. And I think her and I are gonna do. We're thinking about doing a commentary for some episodes of 90 Day Fiance and shows like that. We're gonna do.
We're
thinking about doing a commentary. So if that's something people would want to see,
that's my favorite show.
Let me know. Yeah, because she loves it, and I think it's the most ridiculous and idiotic show on television. So it'd be fun to kind of have a fan's perspective and a hater's perspective at the same time clashing while we watch episodes.
Linda likes it too.
And what we're thinking about doing is like we'll just like we'll name an episode like whatever the title of the episode is, whatever number it is, and then we'll start it, and then whoever's listening can start it at the same time as us and watch the show as we watch it. So yeah, we'll get there when we get there. That's something for the future, but thanks for doing this. Anything you guys want to plug? I don't know. Any like
I want to plug my social media.
Yes, any social media or anything. I ask this every time. So
I don't even know my Instagram, but I don't even know. Forget it.
Yeah, I'll link it.
No, the only show,
no one wants to follow me anyway.
The only show that I like even more is Married at First Sight.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
That's probably even more ridiculous because you don't meet the person you're going to marry until you get to the altar.
That's bizarre.
But it's
people totally will just sign up for anything for clout. Like they'll just be like, "Oh, TV cameras, okay."
Right.
That's definitely my favorite.
That's why I Nathan
That's
for
a great
you.
show,
That's why
I love that show.
It just shows people will do anything to be on TV.
Yeah.
Fear Factor, like all those kind of shows. Like people will literally do the most idiotic stuff to be on TV. And that includes being married to somebody you absolutely don't know. So I mean, it's what surprised me. Television was something else. But yeah. Anything you want to plug?
And amazingly, they don't stay together.
No, they never did.
Yeah.
No, Married at First Sight has 8 couples that have stayed together, and 4 of them have families.
How long?
The show's, I think it's been at least like 6 years, maybe.
Wow.
The show started, something like that. It's been a little
going
while.
on that long?
Well, you think about arranged marriages, though. There's a lot of arranged marriages in certain cultures, and they work out. So
yeah.
Maybe there's something to it.
A lot of times they work out better than
maybe there's something to it. I don't know.
Sometimes I think I might be better off having somebody fix me up.
Instead
of me picking the
I'm totally gonna fix TJ up. I'm gonna arrange his marriage. I'm gonna pick that girl out.
I get final veto.
Are you kidding me? There's no way I'm gonna leave that to chance.
I get final veto on it though.
Okay, you can have final veto, but I'll pick like the top 3.
But I'm open to all recommendations.
All right, I gotcha.
Thanks, TJ.
Yes, thanks for coming on, guys.
Me,
seriously,
honey.
Mom, you'll be back, and Linda, you'll be back whenever you're in town or whenever I, maybe if I, get out to DC. I might be moving there. That's one of my
you never know.
target destinations.
We hope so.
We'll see what happens in the next future months. But thanks for coming on, guys. Seriously,
thanks,
this has
honey.
been awesome. Thanks for coming on short notice, Mom.
Yep, I love it.
Follow me on Instagram. Follow the podcast on Instagram at the TJ Martino Podcast. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, drop down below, leave a comment and a 5-star rating. I want to keep boosting the ratings. And if you're watching on YouTube, hello. And also just, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, do all that stuff, all the positive stuff. And thanks for listening, everybody. And we'll be doing more of these. And let me know how the video is. So thanks for everything. Thanks to you guys. And let the beat drop.